Hi guys, welcome to the Reinventing After 40 channel. My name is Elsie. If this is your first time here, welcome. The whole essence of this channel is to walk with you through your reinventing process, be it through one area of your life or your life as a whole. But today, I'm not really focusing on one topic that helps in your reinvention. I'm actually just going to be having random thoughts or venting, to be honest. So do good to help me like this video, even if I'm not making sense. And if you're new here, you want to catch up with my archived videos that can help you in your reinventing process. So please do subscribe, catch up with old videos, like this video just because you like my face maybe, or because you sympathize with me when you hear some of my stories. I don't know. And if you're a return subscribers, thank you. Thank you for always showing up. Thank you for walking this reinventing process or journey with me. And so, yeah, without further ado, as I like to say, I will go into today's randomness. Today, I'm just going to be blabbing. I'm going to be going through some random thoughts. But first, I think I should tell you what I've been through in the last 2 weeks. An ordeal, literally. So, yeah, I feel really bad that I didn't do it. I was going to shoot a video with Tina about a month ago. Tina is my right-hand person. She started as a nanny for my daughters with me 10 years ago. Literally, my youngest daughter, to my children, she's like a second mom. So she left me after 10 years to go and get married. And last week, Thursday, which was 2 Thursdays ago, time flies, gosh. Easter weekend, she was kidnapped 2 days to her wedding. And yeah, I heard about it on Easter Friday, so you can imagine that was the end of Easter for us, or celebration or anything. It's been a really traumatic experience for me. So I can't even imagine what maybe Tina herself is going through or what her family is going through. I have cried every day for the past, since I heard, I think I'm literally just trying to pick myself up out of the blues. And I know that when we read or see about these stories in the news, we take a minute out, we feel really bad, we're like, oh my God, and we feel horrible, we're traumatized by it in that second. But I do not wish it on literally my enemy that this sort of thing should hit close to home. So for the people who are going through this or who have been through this ordeal where you have lost, and when I say lost, even in that minute, hopefully they're found, or she's found, that's our prayer. But even in that moment, that sense of loss, or that's, I don't want to say that is worse than death, but there's just a lot of emotions that go through it because you are afraid of that. You're afraid of different stuff that could happen to them. You're worried about that. It's a really horrible feeling. I can't put it into words. Please do lift her up in prayers. Lift her parents, her mother up in prayers. Lift me and my children up in prayers. It's a really horrible feeling. It's a horrible place to be. And what I find most upsetting or the saddest thing about this is you hear, I live in Nigeria, the security personnel advising you that it's almost best to leave them out of these situations because by getting them involved, you might be endangering the life of your loved one even more. Like, yes, in the country that I live in, that's a reality. So to be honest, we are left with nothing else but prayers. So yes, it's important that you lift Tina Moses up in your prayers for me and with me, and lift me up in your prayers. To be honest, it shook me, it rocked my world. It's not a pleasant feeling. I do not wish it on anyone. And it just got me thinking about life, about the country that we live in. For me, this is someone who is as close to me as a sister. A lot of people, if you know me in real life, if you're following me, you're someone who knows me, you would have either seen Tina, you would know her, you would have seen her. She's a part of my story. She's a part of my journey. And I feel it. I am so gutted. But, it's making me, I'm finally talking about something like this because it hit close to home. But this is the reality for a lot of people who live in the northern parts of Nigeria, in Southern Kaduna. The kidnapping is unreal. This is some people's reality. Some people, I don't know. I don't know how to express this. I wasn't going to do this, but I kind of like felt that I needed to share with you guys because, again, I kind of like didn't keep to my promise of showing up every week. But this is because I was going through this. I am still going through this. I'm trying to come out of this. So this is the forefront of my random thoughts is what sort of country are we living in? We are existing only on prayers. There isn't a lot more you can do. I mean, the other day in this week, I'm shooting this in April of 2022, and I'm sure last week or something, I live on the island in, you know, in the axis I live in, we heard about robbery on Lekki Ekpe Expressway, 6 a.m. traffic, you know, the rush hour traffic to work in the mornings. The state of insecurity is beyond, is madness. And we're coming to elections again. And a lot of us, we can't keep leaving this thing to chance. Honestly, guess what? I didn't even plan. I have no script for this video. I was not going to go into elections, but how long are we going to continue in this madness? How long is terrorism going to thrive in our nation, where I am saying to you that security personnel are advising us to just kind of like, if we can leave them out of it. And, you know, when you go to people who should keep you safe and they say, go and pray. That's what we are hearing. That's what we're confronted with. I'm calling people who I know who, and they're like, man. And the stories that they are telling you is not even, it doesn't make sense. It can't keep you hopeful because it makes you even more afraid. That's where we live in. That's the situation we find ourselves in the year 2022. And next year is election. And to be honest, I'm not into politics. I don't know anything about politics. But the kind of people that you hear are coming out that they want our votes are jokers. I'm trying to, you know, remember my manners here. But yeah, we all need to do something about it. We kind of like, myself inclusive, to be honest, I'm just working on getting my voters card because I never really felt the need. I'm one of those people who just felt, I beg, we'll leave it to somebody else. But for how long? For how long are we going to leave it to somebody else? So if you have not gotten your voters card for the year 2023, please go and do it. Make a change or just shut up, you know. I mean, for a lot of people, I literally feel, honestly, I'm one of those people who feel if you can get out, because I do not know where our country is going to. The feeling of not feeling safe is at an all-time high. I mean, fortunately for me, I live in a very secure estate, but it's not like nobody's exempt. How about the people who live in my estate that seemed or we claim to be secure, who were going to work? Because you have to mingle in the real world. Isn't that the truth? So you can't really be safe in an unsafe environment, if you know what I mean, but for the grace of God. And I'm all for prayers. I'm all for loving God and knowing that He can keep you safe. But, you know, I mean, that's not the only work. That's not why we're supposed to communicate or have a relationship with God. And I find that we have become so, Nigerians are prayerful, not because we love God or because we want to communicate or fellowship with Him, but because we have no other choice. We have to depend on God we have to depend on Him for electricity. Like literally pray, God, let there be light, so that, you know, it's madness. You're depending on Him for security, and you're depending on God, I mean, a spiritual being to come down from heaven. It's madness. So, I mean, when they say we're in a jungle, there's no joke about it. I honestly am of the opinion that we're in a jungle. But even if you have plans of jackbuying, as they say, which is running out of the country, please, whatever you can do to get your voters card, get your voters card. If you find yourself in Nigeria, or if you're able to vote from the diaspora, I don't know what the process is to do that. Please vote. Let's vote reasonably. Let's realize that if not for ourselves, we have aged parents here. Even if you have managed to escape the system, you have family here. So it's a splash. I don't know how to explain it in English or in Yoruba, woman taba, as in these things have a ripple effect. You might be in the diaspora, God forbid that you hear they kidnap your mother or your brother or your sister or somebody related to you. You will feel it. You would either feel it, and then if they ask for a ransom, they're going to come to you to ask. So it's just, we have to pray for them. So even if you have run out of the system and you're no longer in the system, you are tied somehow. Maybe you have in-laws. Even if you're an orphan, you are tied to the system. So you can't really quite wash your hands of the system. So whatever we can do, I can't even believe that I went into politics and voting and all of that. Honestly, as I said, well, there was no plan, there was no intention, there was no direction. It was just me coming to show my face and say, okay, I am alive, I'm well. I fortunately, in this period, in this gloomy, dark period that I've been through in the past 2 weeks, my friend and the lovely friend and sister who is now my coach, Wumi Elebute, her own channel is Be Inspired with Wumi. I've done one, I've been hosted on her, I've been a guest on her channel. She's a coach now. She talks about the power of affirmation and how you can change your world. And so I've come into that. I'm being coached by her. I will leave a link, or I would, link her videos or something, in the description box, or you would have, some cards up there, taking you to her. So that has helped me be able to come out of this doom and gloom. And I realized that it's essential. I was going to talk about affirmations, actually. It's essential. What are affirmations? It's affirming or saying powerful words to declare what you want to see, or, So my daughter asked me the other day, I think in one of my few videos, I've talked about the power of positivity. I think affirmation really is taking the power of positivity to the next level and sort of like speaking forth what you desire, right? So basically, even as Christians in the Bible, there's nothing new under the sun, and there's nothing new about affirmations. The Bible tells you that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So that's what it is speaking forth what you want to see. And positivity is faith, is in spite of what is going on in your environment, you can create your world. You can create what you want to come into. I'm not going into this. I mean, I will probably do a video on affirmations sometime soon, and positivity and just creating the world that you desire. I mean, I'll share the little knowledge I have of it with you at some point soon. So look out for that. But so basically, I'm saying this, I'm just bringing this into the conversation because it's helping me reinvent myself. It's helping me realize that I'm not a victim, as much as we're in an environment that is so full of negativity and toxicity. I am now beginning to see that I can actually speak forth what I want. And this is what the Bible has always said to us. And people will be like, because even for me, I remember saying to my friend Wumi and my coach, I said to her, I'm like, I'm kind of like grasping with the how can this thing be sort of thing, and we have seen that even in the Bible. So, but that is what faith tells us it is. Faith says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So you are not supposed to necessarily see it before you speak it and proclaim it and declare it and speak it forth into your life, because the truth is, if you have seen it, then you don't need to manifest it. Or if you know how you're going to go about it, you don't need to call it forth. It's kind of like, that one is no rocket science. Do you understand? But the ability to desire something and desire it enough to speak it forth, affirm it, and actually see it change stuff going on around you, and you start to actually, because I'm learning how the power of the subconscious mind is how, we have a conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And apparently it's a subconscious mind. What it is it's a storage place. It doesn't filter. It cannot tell you, it cannot affirm or deny, right? The subconscious holds on to whatever you've given it. So our subconscious mind is filled with our previous programming, the ordeals that we've been through. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, our subconscious mind is very negative because it's your experiences that are stored there, the times that you've been rejected, the times that things have happened or things have gone wrong. So even when you're trying to get into your new reality of affirming and speaking positively, you need to check your subconscious mind, because what happens is your subconscious mind is going to tell you that, how is that going to, that's not even possible. Do you remember the last time? So you have to continue to affirm these things. So it's like a reprogramming. I said to someone today, you have to kind of like brainwash yourself to believe that it's possible for you to live the life that you want to live by speaking these words. And it's a whole lot of stuff. And I think that I'm going to come to the end of my rambling, but I have introduced this topic and I'm going to actually see to it. I think I'm actually going to hopefully be able to do a video on this with Wumi sometime soon. But so, yeah, this is me in your faces. Just, I had to come. I had to say something. Yeah, like literally feel sorry for me and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. And you all have a good day. Stay safe. I love you. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for sitting through my ranting and randomness. And till next time, this is Elsie. Stay blessed. I love you. Bye.